Hey, wanted to share something with you that I was thinking about. I was reading this book called How to Raise an Adult, and it's a parenting book. I'm going to be a dad soon, so I bought a bunch of parenting books and like how to be a good parent, how to be a good father, how to be a good husband, just like family stuff. And I was thinking about this. I was like, most people assume that they can just be good at something. And it is so sad because it's like there's things that I'm going to read in this book. There's things I've already read that I did not know before that will definitely help me be a better dad. And when I think about that, it's like anytime I've made severe progress, I think that's a really cool way to say that, severe progress in my life. It's been, I think a lot of famous people like to call them mentors. But like, I'm not actually talking to the author of this book. I'm not even sure if I can pronounce that name. But they're a mentor. And anytime I've made severe progress in my life, like moving forward on a goal that I've set that I want to get better at, it's been through mentors. So this is one example. Like, hopefully I'll be a good dad. We have yet to see that. But I can prepare myself by reading a bunch of these books and talking to great fathers in my life about things that maybe they've learned or maybe even things that they've done different. That's like a form of mentorship. I got another example of this. About a week ago, I was wanting to learn Italian, and I was like, man, what do I got to do to learn Italian? And as you know, what most people do, they download this app. I think one's called Duolingo, and another one's called Memrise, and it helps you like memorize words. And if you know anything about learning languages, you know those apps are gimmicks. They do not teach you how to be fluent. They teach you like vocabulary words, but not how to talk. And of course, they've got paid memberships, so that's why they do so much advertising. So I did the next best thing, and what I did is I hired a Skype tutor that knows Italian to teach me Italian. And obviously, when we started, she thought that I already knew Italian, so I had to like translate everything and tell her, hey, I don't know any Italian. I'm starting from scratch. And I paid it was like $28 for 1 hour. And what I got out of that 1 hour was immediately more. It was better than all of that time I spent on that app, and probably any book that I could read, because I actually listened to someone who actually knows Italian. And it's like I could have watched YouTube videos and probably got something really similar to what she was teaching me, but it was like immediate feedback. So like if I said something wrong, she was like, oh no, do this instead. It's like, one of the little tricks I learned that I would not have learned from a YouTube video is I think it's Parlo. I'm really bad at Italian. I'm definitely a beginner. It's like I say, and you say io parlo, parlo, and it's like little how to roll your R's and stuff. It's different than in Spanish, and I wouldn't have learned these if I didn't have her as a mentor. It was $28 an hour, so it wasn't super expensive. I wasn't committing to a $300 college credit. It was just a little experiment I ran. And it definitely helped me learn Italian. I'm going to do it again in the future so I can improve my Italian. Another one is like, I was launching a course a couple years ago, and I launched it and it did okay. It was like a couple $100 a month. It was doing well. And I somehow found myself in this group of other people who were making these courses. Obviously, they were mentors to me. One guy reached out to me. He was making like $100,000 a month and said, hey, let me help you. And he did it for free, which I ended up paying him because he gave me such great advice. I felt bad just from him spending his time on me. But from direct things that he said, I was able to go from a couple $100 a month to a couple $1,000 a month, like immediate things that he taught me. And I mean, I tried doing all this learning myself. I bought like 20 books on how to launch a course, and I bought other courses on how to launch a course, and I watched all the free YouTube videos I could find, signed up for newsletters, and it was like, as soon as I found this mentor, like immediately I jump started. But back to like being a good parent, it's almost so sad about how many people think they can be good parents, and it's like how much of a better parent they could be if they just had these little tools. And it's like, I call this a tool, but it's really someone else's expertise that I could like push a button and download and get into my brain. There's this guy, his name was Laszlo Polgar, and he adopted these orphans. I think there was like 3 of them, and they're actually called the Polgar sisters. And so what he did, they were orphans, they were really young. He trained them, each one of them, to be really good at chess. He optimized them for chess. And 2 of them went on the first women, I think they were the first women chess grandmasters, like best in the world. 2 of them, not genetically related. And they went on to be chess grandmasters. The 3rd one ended up being a master, and still, that's like, you got to dedicate time. But it's like, he knew that he was a psychologist, so he knew the tricks to raising kids that were driven, that were educated, how to drill knowledge and like tricks, and how to teach them wisdom of chess. And I think that's really interesting. It's like, hopefully I'm able to pass on the wisdom and the good choices and things I've learned in my life to my kids. And I see, when I look around to other families, it's like sometimes the parents are really good, but the children have these really sad paths. And it's like, what can I learn from that? What can I get out of this book that teaches me how to have children that I'll be proud of? How can I raise children that are happy and successful in their own ways? It's like, I don't care if I'm going to have a child who has 150 IQ or some, maybe my son will be born with a whole bunch of disabilities. What can I do to be the best father to that kid? And the answer is, I'm going to start looking for mentors. I'm going to find people in my life who can help me be that person. And that might be different for everyone, but I just wanted to share a short little video. If there's something in your life that you're wanting to get better at, remember mentors. And mentors can be books, it can be YouTube videos, it can be simple as songs that you listen to. It can be people you reach out to for free, people you pay for access. It can be groups of people. It's just other people with wisdom, getting yourself around them and then seeing what they have to teach. And I'll end this video with a little quote that I think Laszlo Polgar said. I'm probably going to misremember this, but I think it went something along the lines of like, and oh, by the way, his wife, Laszlo, the guy that raised the 3 grandmaster at chess, the girls, his wife was a psychologist too, and they were actually going to like start their own little school and raising other people in mastery in areas other than chess. But his wife was like, this is too much work, this is really hard raising these kids, so they weren't able to do it. But he had this quote, and he was like, give me a kid at the age of 4 and I can teach them to be a master at something by the age of 18. And like, that is so cool. That is a really inspirational quote. And it wasn't just words. He obviously did it with the 3 girls that he was raising. 2 of them were grand masters at chess. Like, this isn't ordinary. And then the third one, they're not related either. They weren't like, it wasn't like genetic. He taught them it through like nurturing. So it wasn't just nature. Anyways, I thought this was really interesting. Reminder to myself, if there's ever something you want to get really good at, the quickest way to get better at it is to pay someone as a mentor. Like the Italian class that you took. It dominated all of those little apps that you took and downloaded. $28 an hour, dominated 1 hour, $28, dominated all of that. So keep that in mind. I'll see you guys later.